for me to catch the wave in this mother sucker. Time to catch the wave.
What was that? I can't hear you.
Time to catch the wave.
Alright, I think I get it now.
Time to catch the wave.
Alright, one more time. I said it's
Time to catch the wave.
and then we gotta bring it on home.
Time to catch the wave. Welcome everybody to episode 3 of Catch the Wave. If you have been listening to the podcast before this, you've been listening to it on SoundCloud and there was no videos. But now episode 3, we stepped it up and we got video. Thanks to my boy Midwest Matthew. We appreciate you stepping it up, okay? Catch the wave, feel the vibes. I have a very special guest here with me. He's a close friend of mine. He's a very funny comedian here in Iowa, in Des Moines, with me. Everybody give a round of applause if you're sitting at home for Perry Thompson.
What up? It's Perry Thompson, also known as Perry T, Perry T3, Perry T Thrizzle, all that.
Perry T Thrizzle.
Yeah, that's right.
Thrizzle?
That's right.
That's
Thrizzle for shizzle dizzle.
That's Izzle talk for 3.
I guess so.
I introduced you. I said hello to Midwest Matthew, and I didn't introduce myself. We're fucking up. We had technical difficulties, and we had to re-record this whole thing.
That's
and
right.
I'm fucking up.
Take 2. Cliff, what's your fucking name?
My name is Clifton Antoine, a.k.a. Cliffy the Kid. And me, I just like letters most of the time, so I call myself CTK.
Yeah, CTK in the house.
CTK on CTW. W. Man.
Yeah.
So, besides that, we have been working on this all day. How are you, Perry?
Oh, man, I'm super.
Yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a great year.
Yeah. So far, 2019 has been a really good year.
Yeah.
I played basketball today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, how you feel?
It feels good.
Tell the truth.
I'm sore. I'm out of shape as fuck. But at the actual playing, I wasn't scared to like jump and stuff.
That's what's up.
So,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hit a dude with a mean spin move.
Ah.
Pow, pow, jumped off the bad leg and everything.
Oh, shit. The fadeaway?
I didn't fade either. I jumped into the contact. I wasn't being scared.
Draw the foul, even though
Yes.
it's only a pickup game.
Ain't no referees out here.
Still get the and one props though. It's like, yo, and one.
You say it. That's what it is. So
Yeah.
just to like throw it in the person's face, you be like, and one.
Get him.
You can't hold me.
Right?
Man.
Man, I remember back in the day, man, the crossovers at the schoolyard was just legendary. It's like, you cross someone up once, and then it's like their whole week is over. It's like, oh, man, remember that time JB crossed you up at the basketball court? It's like,
Yeah.
damn, son.
I've seen people come out of the side of their shoes so many times, just bust out the side of their shoes. That's the worst crossover. When your shoes fell apart. They couldn't
Right.
handle the angle that your foot had to turn.
Right.
That pivot just bust out your shoe. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Not the craziest thing I've ever seen. There's
Yeah.
crazier things in the
Yeah,
world.
before the Nikes busted up on in
Zion.
yeah.
Mhm. They said he was wearing those shoes for a long time, though. Like, bro, you know Nike will give you free shoes.
Yeah.
Nike will give you free shoes.
Yeah, need to get in some new angles. Damn. God damn. I remember when it happened too, because Obama was there, and they even had a clip of Obama be like, oh, he came out of shoes.
Michelle, did you see him come out of his shoes? That's my best Barack Obama.
Oh shit, I ain't got no Brock.
Man, like I said, there's crazy shit happening in the world. British teenagers are making condoms that detect STDs.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like how does it work? Is it like a different color for each STD that comes out? Like,
They didn't go into detail. I think that was something that they were going to have trouble doing, is distinguishing like what STD turns what color.
what does syphilis turn your dick green? Like if you was fucking, you had syphilis, right? Like, or your girl had syphilis, or whoever had syphilis. Somebody had syphilis, and like you was fucking and your dick turned green, and then like they also had herpes, like, and it turned like orange or something.
Rainbow Dick. The story of Rainbow Dick. It was disease infested, but he just kept fucking.
Oh man.
I don't think, like, if you get there, you have the condom on, it turns a different color, you're already having sex. Do you stop?
I don't know.
And address the situation? Do you see it? Does it glow in the dark?
I don't know, but brings new meaning to taste the rainbow.
That's gross. Oh, that's gross.
I had to do it. Do it for the gram. For the gram. Do it for the gram.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
We're at a weird age.
Yeah.
Right? I'm 27. How old are you, Barry?
I'm 34, going on 35.
We're like becoming the old guys. This past weekend at Floodwater Comedy Festival, did an improv set, and we had the whole set with a bunch of other improvisers and other improv groups, and there was like a younger black kid in one of the other improv groups. He came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "Man, you look like a younger version of my dad." I was like, I don't know if this is a compliment. Are you calling me old? Like, I don't know what that meant. Like, you know, that's like a weird thing to say to somebody.
You should have been like, I could be your daddy. I was like, what's your mom look like?
See, I couldn't do that to him. He was just so eager to, like, tell me that.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Maybe he had questions. Mm-hmm. Like that one song. It's like, hey, Mom, did you fuck J. Cole?
Wouldn't that be something if your mom fucked J. Cole? I'd be like, good for my mom. Good for her. He's conscious. He's woke.
Right?
Yeah.
She got that sleepy eye, though.
Stop it, Perry. Did you know that you can call 911 on the International Space Station?
How?
Apparently there's a phone that you're supposed to dial out. I think it's 011. And Andre Kuipers dialed 911, immediately hung up. But I think there were probably just some black astronauts on a spacewalk, and he felt uncomfortable. So.
Oh, shit. There's too much of that going around. There was a news article this week about a lady who called the cops on a black dog owner because the dog humped her leg.
So stupid.
So stupid.
It's ridiculous. Do you know how many times somebody's dog has been viciously barking at me, and I'm just like, oh, it's just dog being a dog.
Right.
It's not the owner's fault. But people say that. It's like, there's no bad dogs, just bad owners.
Yeah, I don't know.
If your dog run around humping people, what type of owner are you? Sexy owner.
The kind that makes Ugg boots sticky.
I train my dog to hump everybody's leg, okay?
Right.
Because I like getting nasty. My dog likes getting nasty. We get nasty, and I like watching it. Oh, what am I talking about?
I don't know.
What am I talking about? See, that's why I shouldn't just riff. I didn't say any of that last time. Now I get disgusting watching dogs humping legs.
I don't know, man.
You know somebody's out there doing it. That's somebody's thing.
Somebody's thing?
Yeah.
Like they get around humping legs?
Mm-hmm. No, they get off by watching dogs hump legs.
Oh,
like,
that's a freaky fetish.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's out there fucking toes. This guy's out there fucking everything. It's like, you know, but humping legs?
Somebody's doing it. Somebody's watching it.
Somebody has been to too many middle school dances.
R. Kelly's probably been to too many middle school dances.
That's a fact. He's probably been the fake me out chaperone when really he was just scouting.
He was like, you got to leave space for me to get in between.
His remix to Ignition is what, Power Wheels?
Yeah. So he pleaded not guilty. How? How, Perry? How? Do you have the answers?
He got another mole removed. That's the answer.
Like, he's got to go to prison this time.
I don't know,
Can't.
man.
You think he has the lawyers that are skilled enough to get him off?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if they testify against him this time, I guess. Somebody get up there. I mean, they got a whole documentary on this guy. Like, yo, he was fucking. I mean, I haven't even seen it, but apparently it's pretty compelling.
Yeah.
You seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's like crazy to think that he was doing all of that. One of his backup singers said that they were on tour, and like everybody would be in the tour bus and everything. And then it was one night where like they would just like walk into the back of the tour bus and they hit like a bump or something, and the door opened to R. Kelly's room, and he was just in there just banging Aaliyah, and she was definitely 15 at the time.
Damn. But that was Aaliyah though. So, nah. I'm sorry. I remember Aaliyah from Romeo Must Die. I was like, yo,
No,
and the Vampire Queen. I was like, oh no,
Not
man.
that Aaliyah. Aaliyah, like 7 years earlier.
Such a shame.
It's messed up. And he wrote "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number" for her.
Oh,
He wrote that song for her.
That's creepy.
Yeah. That's what he's been doing. He's been like grooming these girls. There's also another part in it where an older woman talks about her relationship with R. Kelly and how she had no problem being one of his like side chicks, and she was like talking to her friends about it, and her friend asked her like, has she seen the tape?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she never watched the tape. She got mad at her friends, like, get out of my face! Why you ask me that? But she's curious. She watches the tape and just busts out into tears.
Like before or after she saw her friend get pissed on. Like,
she started crying because of the person getting peed on was somebody she had just been introduced to like 2 weeks prior to her watching the tape. Of course, that girl's grown now, but R. Kelly's still having sex with her.
That's sad. I don't know. That's crazy, man.
He gets them when they're young, and then they just don't know anything else.
Yeah.
It's actually brainwashing.
I saw a story in the news about R. Kelly, and apparently he can't even post bail. Like, it was like $100,000 bail, and R. Kelly, the millionaire who's been everywhere around the world, can't put up $100,000. He even had would one of his girlfriends pay his bail?
Really? Why doesn't he have money anymore though?
He pissed it all away. That's why. Pissed all that money away.
Give it that pee pee. Yeah, R. Kelly's just. All right. I think we've talked about R. Kelly enough. You know what? Because we talked about R. Kelly, we have to have a break and throw it to our sponsor. Is this you? A large portion of men from the ages of 18 to 35 believe that they are in fact Super Saiyans. While there's nothing wrong with simply thinking that, attempting to charge up when you're alone in your apartment is absolutely unacceptable. That's where we come in. Anytime you feel like going Super Saiyan 2, just give us a call. Hello, thank you for calling the Dragon Ball Anonymous hotline. How can I help you?
Okay, so yeah, I was really trying to harness all of my energy and focus on like the spot in my back, you know, like Khalifa was talking about. And, you know, I let it go and I released it. But I didn't go Super Saiyan 2, oddly enough. I thought I was going to.
Hey, man. Stop it.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. I really needed to hear that.
If you want to do the Kamehameha, well, give us a call and then we'll say, stop it.
And we are back. Catch the wave, feel the vibes. What up, Perry?
What up, Cliff?
I feel like you said you regretted some of your previous statements.
Yeah, during the break, I was like, man, it's gonna sound like a creep. I was like, yeah, that was Aaliyah though. Little context, Aaliyah was older than me, so when I was looking at her young, she was
That's how
probably
you
7 years
remember
older.
it. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, damn. I don't know. I obviously only 35 now, so me remembering Aaliyah when she was of age.
But you can have those thoughts. It's the same thing. Like, you're not supposed to say Lola Bunny is sexy, but when I was a kid, I was like, damn, I'd smash Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny?
From Space Jam?
Oh yeah. She was kind of thick.
All right. Now that we're having sex with furries, now
Right.
let's move on to something else. Something that I want to start doing is talking about books that I am reading right now in my life. And the book that I'm reading right now is The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Yeah. I know that title sounds super, super aggressive. Even the cover is aggressive. But it's been a very interesting read so far. I'm only like 50 pages in, but I read his whole like preface, like the whole intro to why he's decided to write the book, and it's cool because he was born in 1893 and he died in 1992. So he lived through it all. He lived through like post-slavery America. He lived through segregation, Jim Crow America. He lived through March and Stand for Your Civil Rights America, and then he died in the like right at the beginning of the Tupac hip hop America.
Damn.
And it's pretty interesting. But his whole point that he's making is that there's like 4,000 years of history, like before our history books now start, like they start at like the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
There's 4,000 years of history before that, and in that 4,000 years, Egypt was a superpower, and it was predominantly black.
Predominantly, it was all black.
yeah.
I mean, it was in Africa, like middle Africa.
You say that, and I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I didn't think that there were no black people in Egypt, but I didn't think it was like all black people.
I mean, I get it because like every time they make a movie about Egypt, they got like white people running around.
Yep. Gerard Butler,
Yeah,
Egyptian god and a Spartan.
yeah.
It makes no goddamn sense.
It don't make any sense how his skin isn't peeling. It's like they didn't have sunscreen back then. They barely had
Egyptians.
aloe.
They were the first to invent sunscreen.
Right. It's like, yeah, for white people.
Yeah.
Nah, son, you're running around naked in the Egyptian sun. There's no way. No. They needed to have some kind of melanin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's facts. I mean, look at the walls of hieroglyphs, man. All these brown people.
Yep.
So,
With wigs on.
with those
Black
little,
people love wigs.
they had their nails done. Nah, I'm kidding. Nah,
But yeah, it's very interesting read to think about it that way, because like I feel like I was born into like a system where I'm gonna have low self-worth just off of what you see in the media, what you read about in history. Even you don't really hear about black people in history until slavery.
right. I mean, and the history books are so fucked up. I mean, they got white Jesus. Like, all right, he couldn't have been white.
No.
There's no way.
Like maybe he wasn't black. Maybe I could accept that maybe he wasn't black, but I know for sure, for a fucking fact, that he wasn't white.
Again, we come back to he's the son of God, but like he gets sunburned. Like, come on. Like, I mean, you're
That was
the
that
son.
was one of his powers. Turn water into wine. He could walk on water, and he also did not get sunburned.
Pale as fuck. That's probably why they thought he was a savior. He's got white Jesus with no sunburn.
Those weren't lepers. They were just people with severe pale skin. The skin was peeling off.
Getting burnt up and shit. I was like, oh no, man. I mean, they've done that for a long time. Like, kind of cast Africa aside. I don't know. Like, I know, like in the 1800s, a bunch of people in Europe. They got together, like all the European countries just got together and decided how they're gonna divvy up Africa, like, and then go snatch all their resources.
See, and that's one of the points that he makes in this book that I didn't think of. He talks about European imperialism, but he says that the European imperialism was not as bad as the Asian.
Yeah, I mean the Asian imperialism is going on to this day.
See, and that's something that I didn't know. I did not even think about it. You know?
Yeah. They just had an article about Bill Gates and the Bill Gates Foundation. I think it was like they paid off Nigeria's loan to Japan. I think Japan loaned them like $76 million to fight polio.
$76 million.
Right, to Nigeria. And so basically Bill Gates was like, all right, I'm just going to go pay that off because I want to eradicate diseases. So, I mean, stuff like that. I mean, and it's not just happening there. It's happening in other places. You know, they got China. China, they're developing African countries and basically creating building all these roads and stuff like that. And it was like, oh, okay, well, you can't pay us back the money, so, you know, we're going to influence the way things work right here. We're going to build this company right here, and you don't really have any say-so because we paid for all those roads. You owe us money. It's like you can't talk shit to somebody you owe money to.
So messed up, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, everybody shits on black people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's crazy, though, too, because on some level, I was talking to a friend, and it was like, man, like, I want to be able to go somewhere and have, like, privilege. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
black privilege.
Black privilege. It's like, where can you do that besides Africa? It's like, you remember Static Shock, right?
Yeah.
They had that episode of Static Shock where Static Shock went to Africa, and he didn't want to come back, and he was like, listen, man, when I'm in Africa, I'm just a kid. Like, I'm not a black kid. I'm just a kid. I was like, oh, shit, I was 12 years old. I was like, that's deep. That's deep, man.
Yeah. I'm a black kid here in America.
Right.
And I don't know how to handle this. Somebody asked me, why don't I have normal hair? I don't even know what that means.
Nah, man. I mean, it's so real, though, man, because, like, even when Dave Chappelle was going through his drama or whatever, like, you know, the racial drama, like, he went to Africa. Like, he left his kids and his wife and everybody else, and he just dipped to Africa because he was like, look, man, I gotta get away. Like, I want to just be around black people.
Yeah, recharge in the motherland. I'm trying to hopefully one day do that. I want to go to Egypt now. I already wanted to go to Egypt because I believe pyramids are like the most amazing thing in the world, and I want to see them in person. But now, after reading this book, I really want to go to Egypt. Yeah,
I want to go to a bunch of different places. I don't know, just like the Ivory Coast, Senegal. I don't know about Nigeria. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. There's other places I want to visit, but South Africa for sure. Yeah. Just like anywhere that's like on that western coast, because I know, like, ancestry wise, like, you know, I got people from there.
Yeah. Would you ever do like the 23andMe? Thinking about doing it?
Man, I don't know about that because they be like owning your DNA and shit. And
I mean, they already own our DNA.
I'm saying though,
you know,
man,
it's
like,
already somewhere in the lab.
Nah, man, like
they got a Perry T clone somewhere just waiting.
Nah, man, they ain't gonna have my shit. So, man, like they gonna have my DNA, but like if I submit to that DNA, they'd be like, oh man, we need to accuse somebody of this crime. Oh, we got this database of DNA. Let's just put this on her titty or something. It's like, oh, we got it. We pulled the DNA off, and let's go arrest them. It's like, what am I gonna do? I was like, how did you get the DNA? I don't know. 23andMe is like, that ain't no kind of defense. You can't tell a judge that. They'd be like, get out of here, nigga. You did it. I don't know, man. Like it's like. It just has the potential to be bad, and it's like, oh, like you got these companies, and basically, you know, it's like, you know, like when you download software and like, oh, click here to agree to the terms. Like, you don't read that shit. Yeah. I mean, it's the exact same thing. They'll be like, all right, listen, we can clone you as much as you want, and then like that's it. We can frame you for crimes, and they'll be in their thing. And if we frame you for a crime, you can't sue us. Oh, okay, click here to agree because I wanted my 23andMe. It's nah, son. I don't know. I don't trust them.
I risk it.
Nah, man. But plus, and like, how accurate can those DNA tests be for real?
True.
I mean, think about it. Like, I mean,
They've
whatever
been
your
messing up
lineage
DNA
is.
test
Right.
for so long.
Right? Look at Maury. It's like,
Yeah.
nah.
I thought Maury had like 100%.
Well,
Success
okay.
rate.
But if you think about it, right, your DNA is like half your mom's and half your dad's, right? But half of their DNA is half their mom's and half, so like you got grandparents and then great grandparents. Think about like when slavery was. That shit was 200 years ago. There's at least 9 generations, right?
Yeah.
Times, I don't even know, like multiplying, but like it's a lot of people that make up your DNA that have all different DNAs from different people potentially.
Yeah.
So like they could track your DNA, but you don't really know like if that's the necessarily exactly where you came from, just because there's so many variables. Like
Yeah.
they just pick out of a bucket. And where do they get that DNA from?
You know, you've convinced me not to buy a 23andMe test.
I-
I was gonna do it, but now
man.
I think it's just bullshit, and they're just making stuff up and taking my $63.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm just skeptical. I'm skeptical of all of it. Plus, I don't know, man.
I'll do 23andMe if it's free. 23andMe. I will be a spokesperson.
Nah, if I'm gonna get scanned, I'm just gonna give my money to black people. I'm gonna go to Black Ancestry or something, or like
There's
African
a black,
Ancestry.
like a black one that, like,
I think there's an African Ancestry.
and it measures your DNA and everything. Or,
Yeah, I think they allegedly pull from different African tribes and
So
stuff
they
like
have a
that.
different DNA than 23andMe.
Yeah, I think it's more focused on African origins.
Okay.
So I mean,
Well,
but
I'll do that one for free too.
Right.
African ancestry.
but I mean, black people all over the world though. I mean, they had like leprechauns or whatever. Like the first black people were small black people that were in Ireland. I swear to God. I swear to God.
You're not about to sit here,
Listen,
Barry, and tell
listen.
me that they're
I've been
black
searching,
leprechauns. I need
Like the first
history.
the first people in Ireland and this is true, man. It's like the first people like in Ireland and like Europe were like black people, but they weren't like real tall. I'm not trying to say they were 3 feet tall, like
and they
hiding
had a
in a
pot
box.
of gold.
Right.
That's why we like gold
Nah.
so much, because
Right.
the black leprechauns in us.
They had chains and shit. They hopped out of black leprechauns and pots of gold, and they stole from white children.
They're like, we don't know about all that rainbow shit.
Nah. Seriously though, they were like black people, like originally. I think in Sweden, the first people were black.
Wow.
It's out there.
So there's a chance that we could be Swedish or Irish.
And black, right? Exactly.
Well, we're black, y'all.
Right. Everywhere.
And we're going to be right back. But before we go, we're going to hear from the man who made this all possible, the rapper, the entrepreneur, Midwest Matthew, y'all.
Give him a round of applause. Hot time effects.
Midwest. Hey, hit regular. Hey, hit regular. Yo, hit regular. Hit regular.
Give it to me.
Hit regular.
Turn me up. Can you turn it up, please? Thank you.
Turn me hit regular. My drip. Hit regular. My style. Hit regular. My speech. Hit regular. My girl. Hit regular. Can't find one better than her. Hi, go. Hit regular. Hi, go. Hit regular. Hi, can't be regulated. You're so sweet. Like an hour later. Spit that heat. Spit that heat. I should be nominated for a prize, pour a award or something. I might slide or soar something, cause I'm that fly. I'm an overcomer. You can't put an obstacle in front of a guy like me. Let me clear up something. I said G-O-D, not G-U-Y. Why do I think so highly of myself? It might just be in my mind, but I think that I'm right. I got lows and I got highs. I got love in my life. Only suicides we know. Here's the doors on harder sides of the cars in which we drive, that we ride, looking right. So you think you're bad, baby? Well, catch me outside. I might be just a little faded off the kilo on the rocks. Hey, hit regular. My drip hit regular. My drip hit regular. My style hit regular. My speech hit regular. My spice hit regular. My car hit regular. I said my whip hit regular. We live hit regular. I got dough hit regular. And I go hit regular. Yes, I go hit regular. Hey, hit regular. Hey, yeah, hit regular. Hey, go hit regular. Listen, I'm out this world, out of this climate. I'm not done with y'all, no, I'm just starting. I'm just rocking. You close doors, well, I got options. Help my mind, no, I'm all in. Come on, let's play. She's so chilly like Frito-Lay, cause it buys me my ice, I lay. Home exoskeleton, as I say, as if I was home catwalk, ayy. As if I was home catwalk, wait. My mind's so regular, I can't get even. It's hard for me to even think or conceive it. Like black slang, you cannot see him. Like white slang, I cannot even. I hit pose like ballerina. You say snap like broken finger. I got a peel like I am Keaton. You're not real, we'll act, we believe you. You got a deal, now you act conceited. They take money before you see it. You think you're bad, baby? Well, catch me outside. I might be just a little faded. Off tequila on the rocks. Hey, hit regular. My drip hit regular. My style hit regular. My speech hit regular. My spice hit regular. My car hit regular. I said my whip hit regular. And we live hit regular. Yes, I got dough hit regular. And I go hit regular. Yes, I go hit regular. 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 Hey, shout out CTW. Catch the wave. It's been an honor to be on the podcast. Midwest Matthew. This is a song called Irregular. It's on my new album titled Brainwaves. Make sure you go get a copy. It's on Spotify and iTunes and all that, Amazon, everything.
This one goes out to all the beautiful listeners out there. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you. Well, maybe two things. I also want to say goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks a lot for giving me your time. Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks a lot for giving me your time. Your time. Your time. Your time. Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks a lot for giving me your time. Your time. Your time. Thanks a lot.
Watch it. Like somebody's gonna like play it back and they'll be like, nah, son, he's right, son. I'm telling you, watch. I don't even care if it gets picked up and people be like, oh, you hear this crazy shit? And if somebody, well,
That's
actually,
the type of shit we need, though.
Right.
We need people to be like, oh, you need to fact check this podcast.
fuck it, fact check these nuts.
Because you are love. You can love, and you are loved because you are love.